Hey, welcome back to Zesty's Corner. So, I don't know, I was just thinking about UWVCI. I mean, it's been a few years of my life, doing this, so, and I still talk to Nico. So, I don't know, I was just kind of thinking about it, and, I pulled up this page to see, like, how much work went in this and everything, and, yeah, I think it's kind of funny. Um, so we kind of can look, at this, right? So we have Nico here, and it's saying, all the commits he's done, and you can also see like when I started. So my first commit was September of 2020, and that was like right when his commits kind of died, right? August. He has like a couple commits, one commit September, which I think was him merging in my changes I made. And then he has like a commit here, a commit there. But you can see I kind of go like crazy. And you can tell when I'm making like a big update. I want to say it was sometime like around this commit was maybe when, I don't know, we were pushing out like earlier versions of UWVCI V3. I mean, I'll just call it V3 from now on, I guess. And then every time like I spent a bunch of time working, like I remember, what was it? Around this time, that was when I was trying to like overhaul the entire thing to make it work on Mac and everything and Unix, Linux, all that stuff. I was trying to make it really fancy, but oh crap, there's a saying. It's something like don't build a house on a shit foundation. And that's kind of what it is. How the program was originally designed. No, Nico here. It was not really designed with anything that was really modern. So I was trying to like modernize something that was like really old and not really following any like modern standard or any standard. It seemed like. Anyway, so yeah. I'll point this out because it's funny thinking of this. Where like I did a bunch of commits, but that's commits just how I break things up. I break things up more I guess more than Nico did. But like you can see how many changes I made, added, subtracted, compared to his. It's funny. This is like his thing, but it's definitely something I try to make my own. Which I got permission. Love you, Nico. Crap, there's gonna be something else I was gonna share as well. So I guess we can kind of look more into these. Maybe I should have stayed on that page. Oh, it's the crunch numbers again. Yeah, we're not doing that. It took a while. Hello? Okay, there we go. Cool. So let's go to commits this way. Oh, sorry. That it just sharing threw me off. I was confused what I was looking at. So, like, right, bunch of commits. But if I come to Nico, right, we can see like his last commit was 2022. Definitely, this was him merging in something I made, another merge I made, a few more merges I made. So he did some things like here and there, but it was pretty minor. Just once I took over. Yeah, so this is when I joined. I guess was in October. Which I think I showed this before. Maybe I didn't. Let me see if this is this still. Do we still have the comments from this? I wonder if I can pull those up. Yeah, it doesn't. I'm not going to look around for it right now. It's basically like I found this program and I needed, and I was trying to like do one thing and it wasn't working, kept crashing on me. I was like, yeah, no, this isn't fun. So I found the program. I was like, oh, cool, it's in C#. So I downloaded it right on my machine, like the source code, and I went in and yeah, I just started working on it, just like fixing some things. So then when I ran it, it would just work. Yeah, so that like I made a bunch of changes. But yeah, so like I was trying to show like Nico kind of was like done towards the end of this, but like right, if we look at me, like so I made a lot of commits. The problem is because of that, right? I would have to scroll down and click next a lot. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? You definitely want more commits than not, but to kind of show like 450 commits, right? You see a lot of them like happened, and what was it? I think July. Yeah, so in July is when I started working on was it 3.z-b. There we go. In July, I started working on that. in April, this guy made a commit, just a little simple thing. I added it in. April 3rd, I fixed something. Don't remember what that was even for. Stuff in 2023, which I think was that dash 3? I can't remember when I released any of these things. It was such a long time ago. Update version 3.f. I guess I can talk about that. So I said I was like trying to overhaul everything. We were originally on version like 3.0.3, I think. Maybe, yeah. And I was rolling up to say it's a new version, which was supposed to be 3.9. And I think it's 3.99 was what I was going with. And the idea there was that it was going to be like asynchronized, is what I was going for. And that just means that like when you click a button, the program just won't freeze. It will be actively doing something in the background, and it'll show you it's doing things. The idea when I was using it was pretty cool. Like, when you clicked, hey, you found a ROM, you can still do stuff. It will, grab the stuff in the background for you. Even when you were downloading something, it would be like, hey, this is how it's working. Like, this is actually how long until, it's going to be done. But it didn't really work, to say the least. So the program looked right and everything looked good. Like when it would spit out, the inject file, I checked it looked good. But as I said previously in other videos, that I didn't really run the inject myself because my Wii U has not been modded in a very long time. So I was just going based on do the bytes look right? And it looked right, so I was like, yeah, okay, cool. But no, it didn't. There were some problems with like the metadata. So it's showing up as question mark, which by the way, if you do have that issue, that's all that means. Like if you install and inject and it gives you question mark, or like question mark, it means something's wrong with the metadata. If you're having that problem, UWVCI, just freaking close the program, make another inject, call it good. Yeah, I don't know why that problem like crept back up, but it did. That's part of the problem of, like I said, adding a bunch of stuff to a program that kind of, wasn't really meant to do all that I'm making this thing do, right? So like we're still scrolling back to my first. Oh, okay, this is my first commit, which was So this was the original error, was that this crapped out on me. So I just dropped in a try catch and I just wrote this because I was like, yeah, okay, cool. But then, one of these gave me an error, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna fix this by just type using no propagation. I don't even know why I wrote this. There was a few things I just started messing around with because they were like bothering me just looking at them. I don't know. Like I said, I was just kind of reminiscing. Like I said, I started working on this a long time ago. They're still, I'll tell you right now, I still have not worked on UWVCI. I still don't have installed any of that. Still, no plans to continue working on it. Like I said, I'm still out. It feels like forever since I made that last video. I still don't know if I'm going to publish this one. I have lots of videos I don't publish. But, yeah. I don't know. Just, make sure you don't harass people that make things you like, right? Or, maybe give people, support. And it could be, thanking the people for what they make, showing your gratitude, right? Because people are putting in a bunch of hours of their life to do something that makes it easier for you. So, a little things go a long way, right? Like there's one person, don't know who, but he donates, I think there's like $3 every month. I would have to check. I think he still does it. Just because of V3. Like it's $3, but like he's the only one who donates like consistently. If I'm lucky, I get like one other person a month that donates. Even my video game Xenos, I do have it when you install 3.z-b2 or even just B in general. It does say, hey, check out this game I made. If you don't feel like donating, maybe buy the game. Since then, which was like 2 months ago, there's been one person who's bought the game. Yeah, right. There's just not a lot of I don't know. things to motivate people to continue working on things. Right. I mentioned this kind of before. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. UWVCI. This is Nico's baby. I'm just some guy. Just some random person that's working on this. So yeah, can't guarantee that I will continue working on this or anything like that, or come back to it. But yeah, just I guess looking forward. Just make sure you're very nice to people. A lot of people try to do things to make things easier. Not the UW, haha. The Wii U modding scene as a whole is pretty simple. Also, people are very nice. Was it 3DS and Wii U are brain dead easy compared to any of the other modding scenes out there. People try doing a lot of things, try to be helpful. So just kind of think about that, right? The person you're talking to is a human being, so treat them with respect, just like how you would, right? You don't know how many people send messages and they're like, "You need to help me now. It's your responsibility," and it's like, bro, you're welcome. I even replied to you. What are you talking about? That's it, I guess. Until next time, whenever that may be. Thanks. Bye.